we have the most unfortunate news, and I know this shook everybody, but Malcolm-Jamal Warner has died in Costa Rica. He was only 54 years old. It was an accidental drowning that happened. They said he died of asphyxia after he was caught by a high current in the ocean. That's according to ABC News, and they found his body Sunday afternoon. I see that, it was said that he went out, didn't return for an hour, and that's when it turned into...
He went out by himself?
Yeah, but he was just swimming. If you know how to swim, and they said there were bystanders' efforts to save him, but he had no pulse by the time authorities arrived. The first responder told reporters there was another man that was transported to a nearby hospital in critical condition. So devastating.
Yeah, that's so sad, man.
Now, recently he was on Melissa Ford's Hot and Bothered podcast, and he talked about his legacy on that podcast. Here's what he said.
I remember my mother said to me one time, Mr. Cosby gave you immortality. So there's legacy there. But also because those former years were always about life. Because I've had this full life after that show, there's another lane of legacy that I get to leave. And I'm still working through that.
All right. In addition to that, Bill Cosby actually spoke. A spokesperson for him says that Bill Cosby is devastated. And here is what Cosby's spokesperson, Andrew Wyatt, said as a fan of The Cosby Show. Yeah, but his spokesperson said as a fan of The Cosby Show, every young boy's dream was to be Theo and have a family like the Huxtables. However, that dream came true when God gave me the honor and pleasure to represent Mr. Cosby. I got to do it for the culture, just like To The Cosby Show saved many cultures. And here's what Bill Cosby had to say.
He is an honest person, and that media, I hope, will show the respect for him.
A lot of people have showed their respect for him, too, by the way. It hasn't been, anything but love. Yvette Nicole Brown said, this loss has devastated me. I don't have the words right now, so I'm repurposing these beautiful ones from my dear friend who I adored, and showed a video of him speaking. Also, Morris Chestnut, Taraji P. Henson, Eddie Griffin, Tabitha Brown, Tracy Ellis Ross. So many people showing him love after this really tragic incident that happened. So yes, again, we got to show some love to his family. And, it's interesting because when something like this happens, I feel like his legacy is so amazing that even if you obviously don't know him personally, it still hits.
Right. Of course, because it feels like you knew him. Like, this is one of those iconic shows, iconic roles, and we all grew up off that.
Yeah.
I was sitting around wondering why we wasn't the Huxtables.